He's the Techno-Viper, baby. That red and black'll make you go ooh. He's the Techno-Viper, baby. And he's gonna shoot his missile at you. I can't help it. I can't help it, y'all. So, welcome back to Three Star Draw. This is usually an adult collector channel. I am Down South 77, and we usually talk about G.I. Joe, primarily G.I. Joe Classified here. Every now and then, we'll take a look at some other figures that interest me that I pick up and show you guys when I do unboxings or whatever on them. So, today I finally got my text missile in a very beat up package that looks like FedEx kicked it here. I call it a text missile because when this thing first was announced for a while, even Hasbro was calling it the MMS. Now, in my mind, an MMS is a text message. I know that's a media message that's got a picture or something attached, but it's all a text message. When it comes in, you get a text message. So I call it the text missile. I got to look at the box to get it all right because the name is like Mississippi so long. Now they're calling it the Cobra Hiss, Techno-Viper, and HMS Heat-Seek Missile System. So I guess that works, but I'm still going to call it the text missile. What could HMS stand for? How about His Majesty's Service? That's what it stands for on the other side of the world. So Cobra Commander, we'll call him His Majesty. It's the His Majesty's Service Missile. That's too hard to say. I'm sticking with text missile. So I got this thing in today. I was going to do the whole review and everything the next day, which is Sunday, but I talked to Aaron the Toy Enhancer, and he told me to go ahead and do it. So if this turns out badly, blame him. Go ahead and check the box out. This thing does have some weight to it here. It's a pretty hefty box. Of course, it does match the hiss, and it matches the fire team because it is part of the fire team, right? So let's talk about that just a minute. The hiss. We need to talk about that. What do you get? What's y'all's opinion on this thing coming with the hiss when it was? Because it was originally supposed to be part of the HasLab. Lenny and Emily confirmed that in a podcast, the same one where they revealed Road Big's coming and they name dropped Blowtorch 6 weeks or so ago, whenever that was. They confirmed that the HMS was originally supposed to be offered with the hiss. I don't think they said Techno-Viper was going to come with it then, but I mean, we can probably assume he was going to. I don't know. So this thing was $75, so that would have jacked the hiss up to $375, and you might as well say that they were gonna make it $400 because you know they would have, especially if we got that other figure in there who does not match the hiss team because those guys are all hiss driver based, and this guy is a Techno-Viper, which we didn't have yet at that time. What's y'all's opinion on this thing originally having come with the hiss tank? Would you guys have dropped $375 or $400 for it? I think most people probably would. I did not buy my hiss tank with the HasLab. I got mine later from a friend of mine who got an extra, and I did not pay $375 or $400 for mine. I got a good deal on it. He made a little bit of money, and I got it cheaper than what they were going for at the time, so I am not complaining at all. But I'm just thinking, for me, what would that have raised the price to for me had I not got it from him, if I'd have got it from somewhere else? And if you hadn't heard this story, I wasn't collecting classified. It's not like I said, yeah, that thing's gonna suck. I wasn't buying classifieds yet, so I missed the hiss campaign. So anyway, what do y'all think about that? Would you have dropped the extra money for the hiss if it had come with the HMS and Techno-Viper? I think a lot of people probably would have, but at the same time, that was our first classified scaled Joe vehicle, so people probably might have been hesitant since we hadn't seen one yet in a 6-inch scale for these guys. I don't know. I just thought I'd ask at the beginning of the video. I like to talk in the beginning of these things. So anyway, this might be the last classified thing we get for a couple of months. Yeah, well, who knows? These release dates. They jump around like House of Pain in 1991, don't they? I'm not going to do it. All right, that's enough. Let's go ahead and take a look at number 111, the Fire Team Techno-Viper with the Text Missile. All right, once again, we'll just take a look at the front and the back of the box real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and pull this thing out. Just show it from all sides because I realized that I did not show that. I do like this dude, so I'm really excited to get the Techno-Viper in the Fire Team colors. So I'll go ahead and we'll get this dude out. So getting him out of the box there, that's what everything looks like, the way it's packaged. You get a good look at him in there. Just thought I'd show that. I will go ahead and get everything out right now. It's quite a mess getting all of his stuff out. These little plastic snips, these little plastic ties, get you a pair of these angled snips. These are the best things that you can buy for figures or whatever that come with those stupid little ties. So we got the missiles. Oh look, there's still some. I thought I cleaned all of that stuff up. So we put all these over here like so. There are the tires, and I didn't look at it real close, but I know Toy Enhancer said these are the exact same ones that come with the vamp. And see what all is in here. This old crinkling paper. Gonna mute it. Alright. Man, I can't stand hearing that paper. So we got all his stuff over here. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and look at him first, because I may have to pause this or something putting this thing together. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Techno-Viper. He was my reason for purchasing this thing. I wanted to see him in these colors. Shoulders are kind of loose, ain't gonna lie. Torso, I was worried about his torso because some of the purple Techno-Vipers have a fairly loose torso. Mine are not as bad as some others that I have seen, but mine is still a little bit loose, and I'm not crazy about that, since this guy in Airborne were the figures that I was looking for the most, or looking forward to the most in the wave, the regular Techno-Viper. There we go. Get that top elbow joint moving there. Let's check out. I just really want to see what his tolerances are out of the box here with all of his joints. I'm not going all over the articulation and all that, because you guys know when there's much better videos out there than mine for that. Let's see. So I'll just get a look at him here and the differences between him and the purple Techno. The eyes are like a cool orange. He's gonna match the far. He's gonna match the far team, y'all, quite nicely. I do like this figure. I do like the purple better, but I'm not the greatest fan of the fire team to start with. So he kind of. Why does it seem like he's got one leg shorter than the other, like Rachel from Friends? Alright, so go ahead and look at his accessories here. Tanks are red on this one. All of this stuff is pretty much the same. I think they probably, I've seen somebody else do it in some pictures. This hose would have been really cool to have been done in red and silver. I mean, the silver still matches, it still looks good, but I think it would have been a cool touch to do this in the crimson on this maybe. I'll put him together in a few minutes. I really want to go ahead and look at the missile. We know what all this guy comes with. I got real excited when I was looking at the box for this. I'm going to put that in there because I thought this, when his pneumatic hammer thing, I thought that was another one of the cool ass completely out of place hammers that the Hiss gunner came with. I love that thing. That's one of my favorite weapons in all of Classified. So we do get the horrendously ambiguous instructions that these things come with. I don't know who writes them, but they need a research assistant or something. But the ones for the vamp are just absolutely awful. So got our instructions here so you guys can see what I see. These things pop on here like so. I know there's some people have had some trouble with getting some of this stuff snapped on. I don't know if this one is the main one that people have had issues with. I should have went back and looked. But that pops in that way. Doesn't look like it's got a... Well, okay. Well, that was a lot easier than it looked. So let's see what these do. I guess they're not right or left specific. Look like they're interchangeable. You know, they like to sneak those R's and L's in on us. I don't see anything on them. I think they're pretty much universal. Maybe this was the one people were having trouble with. Alright, goes on there. They do go in there tight. That they do pop on tight, and you just want to use some steady pressure there. I'm sitting there going, why is it not level? Because it's got tires to go on there, dummy. So it shows those there. Shows the missiles, the heat-seeking missiles, as His Majesty would like to say. That pops on like so. I'm going to wait on the missiles just a second. Let's see what else. There's supposed to be another. There's a little piece there. So this is, man, I'm still finding these things. I hate them. Hate them. So cover there. So it's got, I do like that. Got the little control panel on there. It's got some little purple highlights on it. Be cool if it had some other colors on it, but you know, like displays or something. But I'm not gonna complain much about that. That's I'm glad they did throw some paint apps on there, and it's not just all black. So there's the stabilizer for it. I do like that. I used to run some heavy equipment, and you got to have those stabilizers down for those things. And there's the toe. It does drop down, as we have heard. Did I not have it on there good? So there's the different levels. It seems like that would go up in there a little more. Like to be totally hidden in this compartment. Doesn't it seem like that's how it should go? So I like it like this without even putting the tires on it. You can see the flippy up and flippy down there. Let's flip it over. I didn't put the wheels on. It does have the wheels up there. Make sure we get these directional treads right. Alright, so we've got that, and then these dudes gonna flip up just like that so we can tow it. I do like this. This is cool. If you've ever seen on a construction site where they have like portable generators, like big old power generators for stuff that they're running. You know, you got to put these stabilizers down to hold it steady. So another thing, we got our dog bone missiles here. These things are, I'm not even going to say it. They are quite large. I was just thinking about a situation I was in about this time last year. Which way do these, okay, they face this way. I am glad that these dog bones that hold the missiles on, I am very glad that these things are already attached and they're not like the flight pod was. Whoever come up with the idea to have the dog bones completely separate that you have to put in and they don't stay in is a moron. Because they come right out when you pull the missiles out. You got to pretty much glue them in. That's what I did with my dog bones on the trouble bubble. You don't have that problem here. So we got our anti-jam there. I saw, I think it was Toy Enhancer that noted that this thing does not have a Mars logo on it anywhere, which I thought was very strange. Seems like they would put a Mars logo on here. I do like all of the different little signs there, all these little warning labels all over it. I think that's pretty cool. So anti-jam, anti-aircraft joint asset movement system equipped with hydraulic launch elevation mod. Serial number, there it is if you want to read it. I would like to see if those, if that number corresponds to anything, like maybe that's an Easter egg. I hadn't seen anybody discuss that yet. So there we go, and it swivels around. So you can fire all the way around. You can fire up in the air like you just don't care. I like it. There's been some debate on whether or not this thing's worth $75. So you take him away, it was $50. Is it worth $50 to you guys? What do you think? Do you have it? Do you think it's worth $50? I'm not so sure myself. There is a lot of plastic in it though. So definitely more plastic than, you know, a ram cycle or something. So I don't know. This is not something that I needed to have. I ain't gonna lie. Did not need to have this, but it is pretty neat. I like the hammer, so I'm gonna throw the hammer on there. If you guys follow Wraith Mace, go check him out if you're not watching him. As Wraith Mace would say, we are the hammer. There we go. Come on. Put it in there, but I faced it the wrong way. There we go. I like the little pneumatic hammer. So you can take and you put these in here whichever way you want. They stay in pretty good. But I'll show you something on the Techno-Viper. I don't know if anybody else has pointed out, but I did this with my other ones. You can take this and put it in the top just like that. I don't know if anybody else has done that. I haven't noticed anybody do that. So you can actually store his rifle up on the top of it that way if you want. That's how I've got one of my other ones, one of my purple ones. So I'm going to grab one of those and we'll look at them side by side. Kind of look at the differences in the color scheme there. And that's awful dark there, so let's put that way. Kind of a little something else, a little something over there on the left hand side, blocking my boom arm for my mic. Which one you guys like better? I like the purple. I like purple and silver better than red and black, but it's a nice update on him. I did not put his hologram thing on there, and I don't have it on this guy. This is a lighter shade of red, the one that comes with standard Techno-Viper here. His is a darker red, So this one is a more translucent, and it is not wanting to go in there very well, is it? So got that with his readout there. You have him where he's looking at his readout. So those differences in the eyes, of course, are also different. I like the yellow. This guy just reminds me of like a Scooby-Doo villain with those yellow eyes. They always had the bright eyes. So I'll show you mine if you show me yours. So torso on mine, he's a little wiggly. I pointed that out in my video, and this was the one that I reviewed in my video. So this one is not quite as bad. That's what I was kind of worried about, but he's still kind of wiggly too, because when they go back and they repaint these figures, they don't fix any issues the figures have, and we're going to be seeing that, I'm afraid, coming up with Wreckage with the Tiger Paw. I am afraid that there's going to be some disappointed people with that Wreckage figure everybody's been looking forward to, because about half of those fireflies just about fall over. So the silver on these guys is all the same. Backpack is the same, except for you got purple, you got red. I kind of like the red backpack better, but you know, you can't go wrong with the dark, with the two-tone purple on these guys. So did you guys pick this up? Do you like it? Go ahead. No, I am not going to put it up next to the HISS tank, because you guys have probably already watched some other videos where they've done that, and I don't want to take all that stuff down right now, because that's going to be a pretty big move when I do. There he is in a nutshell. Hello, this is me inside a nutshell. What kind of a shell has a nut this big? Once you start that, you have to finish it. So let's rate this guy. This thing does have quite a bit of playability to it, because you can obviously, once you dislodge, why do I want to say dislodge? Once you unhook this from your HISS tank, you can put these little hydraulics down and have him standing over here, pull this panel off where he's operating this thing, or he's a Techno-Viper, right? So you can have him, you can put his hammer back, something like that. You can take this whole thing off if you want to. Wow, I wish all the backpacks stayed on that well. So you can have him like he's punching up some stuff on his little pad here. All this, I'm doing all this just for scenario. That's how much I like you guys. So you can have him like he's punching something up, and he's reading this out, because he's a Techno-Viper, so he's going to be able to fire this thing remote controlly, you know, from somewhere. He don't want to stand very well, but I just haven't really posed him around. So you can have him like he's reading this out, you know, and wow, like he's doing it. Like he's over here. He ain't even by the thing. He's over here on the shelf beside Grumpy Bear, targeting you with this thing. So for the playability on this, look, they are the same vamp wheels. Look how they wobble. Good thing this is just a trailer. Don't get over 30 miles an hour with this, kids. A lot of playability in the Text Missile. The system itself, man, it's pretty nice. I ain't gonna lie. I'm probably gonna give it a 4 1/4 yeehaws on this, because it is cool. It's not an absolute necessity, and you might not have the room for it where you display your HISS tank at. I'm going to have to clear off my shelf, you know, I was talking about, to attach this to the back. And I don't think the Stinger, you put the Vamp beside the HISS, when we get the inevitable Stinger that they've all but made official, it's not going to be a whole lot smaller than the HISS, but it will, you know, make a difference on the shelf if you're crowding figures around. But this thing is pretty cool. I ain't going to lie. Not going to lie, folks. It's pretty nice. So I'm going to give this thing a 4.25 yeehaws. Now let's look at what was the star of the show for me. This guy he's a repaint. I'm not going to give repaints a big, huge score for the most part. He's a Techno-Viper. I love the Techno-Viper. He's red and black. I kind of like red and black. I'm going to go 3.75 on Techno-Viper just because he's not as cool as the purple. They did not fix the floppy, and he is a repaint. He's not a bad figure by any means. I mean, if you like Techno-Viper, you already know he's a good figure, and he's going to fit in with the fire team. And let's go ahead and grab a fire team member. And let's also bump the camera when we get up so you can definitely tell that there was an edit there. No, don't know why this guy's having issues standing. Like, he don't even have his gear on, but his feet are weird. Maybe they swapped his feet with them Scarlet feet. She got some weird feet, man. So let's go ahead and put him up, see how he matches up with him. I grabbed Range Viper because he's the easiest to grab in the pose I've got him in, and because if you're going to show another member of the fire team, why not grab the Range Viper, because he's pretty much the only reason to buy the fire team. See how the reds match up there. So his red seems to be like his red highlights the scarf color there. You can see that. So they look good together. The grays match better than the reds. I don't know what it is with Classified using 16 different shades of red for everything and then putting it all in the same category or sub-team. So that's how they look together. He's going to fit right in. These guys are going to fit right in being around your text missile. So what do you guys think? Did you pick it up? You going to pick it up? Probably ought to get it while the getting's good. If this Pulse stuff, they keep playing their little games with us, keep playing with their little in-stock, out-of-stock games. I still think there's some more Vamps hiding under a rock somewhere. I bet we see them come back Yojo June. Anyway, it's been enough. Guys, I appreciate you tuning in for the review. If you like this, appreciate it. If you hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe. If you're so inclined to show this to some of your friends, hit the share. You know, my buddy Woody Triple Deuce likes to talk about nobody shares this stuff, but hey, you never know. So I appreciate you guys tuning in for the review on the Text Missile, HMS, and the Fire Team Techno-Viper. I will see you guys next time on 3-Star Draw. Thank you. I came to get out. I came to get out. So get out your hiss and jump around. Jump around.